Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for the 2021 season. And we're going to be focused on game action from the weekend of October 16th. Now, before we get into our plays, I'd like to take a moment and talk about overtime. As you remember, as we entered into the season, from a player safety perspective, we made some adjustments to the overtime rules. Namely, the first overtime period, we play straight up. But in the second overtime period now, if a team scores a touchdown, they must go for two. And as we move to the third overtime period, each team gets their possession series, a one-play, two-point try from the 3-yard line. So how have we done? Well, in 474 games in FBS so far this year, we've had 14 overtime games, and that equates to about 3% of our games go into extra periods. And of those games that went to extra periods, we've had one 4-overtime game, one 3-overtime game, and we've had 3 2-overtime games. The balance all were handled in 1 overtime. So exciting games, and ultimately we had a winner in every one of them. So with that, let's get on into our plays for this week.
Our first play this week is a try for an extra point, and we're going to see the motion man, number 5, go across the formation, and then the offense snaps the ball. They're going to throw to number 5 in the flat. He's going to turn up, try to score. He's hit by a defender. The ball's going to come out. It rolls into the end zone. There's a scramble for the ball in the end zone, and then number 20 of the offense is ultimately going to come up with the ball. And just to add one more thing to this play, there's a call by a referee for roughing the passer. Now, as we break this play down, the action of number 5, he completes the catch, and as we look down the goal line, we see the ball definitely comes out before it breaks the plane of the goal. And if we follow the ball, it doesn't hit the pylon, and number 3 of the defense is going to reach back in, touch the loose ball while his feet are out of bounds. And we get another view that supports that the ball is out before the goal line, and the defender reaches from out of bounds to touch the ball before number 20 does recover it. And the end zone view can confirm that the runner was clearly not out of bounds when he lost the ball, and the ball never hits the pylon. So the play is immediately dead when the defender touches the ball while his feet are out of bounds. It is considered a forward fumble from the field of play into the end zone where the ball is declared out of bounds. And during the normal part of the game, this would be a touchback, but because this is on the try and it's out of bounds in the end zone, the try is simply no good. Now, one other point of note here, we have a rule similar to our 4th down fumble rule that applies on the try, and it states that before a change of possession, if a teammate or an offensive player fumbles and the ball is caught or recovered by any other offensive player, a teammate player other than the fumbler, then the play's over and there is no score. So even if number 20 recovered the ball in the end zone, the try would have been unsuccessful. So finally, we're going to penalize half the distance to the goal from the 3 to the 1.5 for the roughing the passer, and the offense will repeat the try. A lot of things on this play. Play 2, we have a big 4th and 1 situation in the red zone. And as we pause the video just before the snap, we can tell we're snapping from the 10, and we're going to see the goal line signifying the first down line is right at the 9-yard line. But always remember, when TV superimposes this line, it is an approximation. And we're going to get another view of the actual chains, and we can see that really the line to gain is completely inside the 9-yard line. And that's the official line to gain. Now, as we watch the play, the quarterback's going to get stacked up, but then he surges to the right, and he gets near or maybe to the 9-yard line. The line judge is coming in hard with the spot, and then we're also going to see number 4 of the defense. He's going to slap the ball away from the quarterback, away from the play, and we're going to get a flag for our line judge for unsportsmanlike conduct against this player for slapping the ball. Now, this is a dead ball foul, so we're going to completely deal with the play before we enforce the foul. We get a good announcement by our referee.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 4. That penalty enforced based on the results of the measurement.
So we measure this, and as you can see that the ball is short of the line to gain. And so since it's short, the ball is going to go over to the defense, but we're going to penalize them half the distance to the goal, but it will be their ball, 1st and 10. Play 3, we get a great illustration of our toe heel rule. Now, our quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw long down the boundary, and receiver number 12 is going to make a great play on the ball, and the ruling on the field is a completed catch. Now, replay is going to come in and take a look at this. And as our first view from the end zone behind the offense, you're going to see number 12, he gains firm control of the ball while he's airborne. And as he tries to get a body part down, we see that the toes of the left foot come down clearly in bounds. But in the normal stepping motion, we see the heel hit out of bounds. Now, the receiver maintains firm control of the ball as he goes to the ground, so that's okay. But as we look again at the left foot from behind, we're going to see that the toe is down in bounds, but the heel comes down out of bounds. And we know that by rule, if the continuous toe-heel touching is part of a single process, then we consider that out of bounds, and thus the receiver has not executed the catch. Now, if he taps his toe or drags his toe, we're okay there. But a toe-heel or heel-toe in one continuous action is going to be out of bounds. Play 4, we see the quarterback drop back to pass with play action fake, and then he's going to be hit in his throwing motion, but the ball looks like it goes forward and it drops incomplete, but the ruling by the referee is a fumble. Now, we see the officials continue to work the play, and number 2 of the offense is going to continue to play and recovers the ball. Then you see the umpire give the dead ball signal, signifying that the play is now over. As we go back and take a look at the action at the quarterback, and this is very, very tight as to whether it's a pass or a fumble, but the rule states that any intentional forward motion of the passer's hand, not the arm, but the hand with the ball firmly in their control starts a forward pass. And as we look at the close-up here, we see that the defender hits the quarterback's arm and firm control is lost just before the hand begins to move forward. So this is a correct call of a fumble, and replay is going to confirm that it is a fumble. Now, one final point of note. If the game involves instant replay, the referee, when in question on this as to a pass or a fumble, they're going to let the action play out, rule a fumble rather than killing the play. That keeps replay alive in the play. So good job by replay to confirm this as a fumble, and a really heads-up play by the offense to get on the ball. Play 5 is a punt play, and we're going to see receiver number 18. He's going to give a fair catch signal. He's going to muff the ball, but then ultimately he catches the ball before it hits the ground, and then he's going to be taken down by defender number 1. Now we see the back judge come up. He comes forward. He's going to throw his marker for a dead ball foul here. Now, by rule, if a Team B player, that's a receiving team player, makes a valid fair catch signal, he gets an unimpeded opportunity to catch the kick, even if that player muffs the kick, and he still has an opportunity to complete the catch. And we also have a second rule that comes into play here, the no tackling rule. No player of the kicking team shall tackle or block an opponent who has completed a fair catch. Now, in this situation, what we see is 18 muffs the punt, it stays in the air, then he completes the catch, and then he's tackled. So this is a correct call for a dead ball personal foul. And this would only apply to a catch. If the ball touches the ground, then it would be considered a recovery by the receiving team, and the provision of no tackling would be off. But this was a catch after the muff, so the receiver has to be given an opportunity to complete that, and he can't be tackled. Our final play this week is a punt play, and it's a great illustration of how our blindside block rule is working to protect players. Now, remember, the rule was adopted as a player safety rule, and it simply says no player shall deliver a blindside block by attacking an opponent with forcible contact. And it also notes that if this action meets all the elements of targeting, it can be a blindside block with targeting. But what we're going to see here is the receiver comes across, catches the kick, and then reverses field. And this cross-field run puts our officials on high alert for illegal blocks. And we're going to see the return man, he's going to get the corner and make a positive return out of the play. But as we go back and take a look at this, we're going to see 3 potential illegal blindside blocks, but the players blocking take heed of the rule. And we see in the open field, first a screen block against number 44 of the kicking team. And then we're going to see action, another screen block against number 52 of the kicking team. And finally, a third screen block on number 12 of the kicking team. All of these blocks were effective and allowed the runner to clear without a foul. And as these blocks were being lined up by the blocker, before the blindside block rule, these players would have had the opportunity to absolutely level their opponent. But here, all blocks were effective and all players were available to play the next play. Good job. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we appreciate your time invested in this video. And we really had some good plays that highlighted some rules that we hope are helpful as we all move forward from here. So, best of luck to all this week, and stay safe and healthy.